Hi, I'm Becky. I'm a quilter and a videographer. I came back to quilting after a 40-year gap. So I have a lot of learning to make up for. Today, I'm going to get to know the quarter square triangle block. Why? Well, it's a beginner block, which is appropriate for me. And it's a building block for traditional quilt patterns, but also for modern quilt patterns. It's a small block or unit, so it feels bite-sized, but it can also make up an entire quilt. So first thing, let's make one. I chose blue and white for this first one, and that's because I'm still working on understanding color, understanding how it plays together, understanding how pattern and color work together, and honestly, what I like. So this simplifies that for me. The unit is basically two half square triangles put together to make a quarter square triangle. But right at the center where all the points meet, there is a lump of fabric. It's like a little rock, like having a little rock in your shoe. I saw advice from people who know to, rather than pressing the seam to one side or the other, to press it open. And here it is super flat. In one video, I saw a creator use a hammer to hammer out that lump of, I mean, that's one solution. That aside, we now have 6 of these quarter square triangles. So I saved 2 of these out because the other block that I'd like to make is called the Okay, wait, let me think. Maybe I wrote it down. It's called the split quarter square. So if I put these 2 together, I'd make, in the way that I've been doing, I make a quarter square like this. But what we do instead is we put half square triangle on the other side. And I want to try that. I auditioned a lot of colors to go with the blue and white. I do kind of like that one. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. How dare you not focus on this? I really hope that practice does eventually improve my color selections. I kind of like that. With quarter square triangles, which is different from other blocks I've made, they aren't really a finished unit all on their own. They can be, but then you have to make a lot of them. I was trying to make a double pinwheel with these split quarter square triangles, but I would need 4 identical units to make that work, and you'd have to make a lot to make that work because of the way that they get cut apart. They're opposites. So you'd need to make 8 in order to get those 4. Still, you can kind of see the pattern here, the double pinwheel, one inside the other. I think that's a kind of a cool design, the double pinwheel. I really like that. The other thing about the quarter square triangle that is a little bit confusing to someone who's learning about them is the naming. Quarter square triangle, it totally makes sense, right? Quarter square triangle. But this block is also called the hourglass, which also makes sense. It looks like an hourglass. But this one is also called hourglass. They're basically the same shape. It's just that this larger one has these extra triangles on it. It's made up of 4 half square triangles, but it is the same shape. And this one can also be called broken dishes. And all 3 of them get called quarter square triangles. So yeah, there's that. There's something I want to do with this one, and I don't know if I should. I'm not sure I'm at that level yet. There's something that I saw while I was doing this research that I was really intrigued by, and it's the disappearing hourglass. All right, I just want to say this might be too small. There may be all kinds of reasons why I shouldn't do it with this one, but I am going to try it. And then it's called disappearing because the pattern, the hourglass pattern, disappears. And here is the disappearing hourglass. Want to give a small creator a thrill? Like and subscribe. So I made a larger version. And again, I used what I consider to be a no-fail color scheme: black, red, white. And I made a double pinwheel. To me, black, red, and white I love that. For some reason, this just isn't working for me. I'm not sure if it's the red. I don't know. I'm not sure what the problem is. But I'm going to go ahead and iron this one a little bit better and bring it back. And then I'm going to try a disappearing. I'm going to see what happens if we disappear it. So I feel like I need to apologize for this. I feel like I cheated. I cut up all of them. And then I just used all of the pieces that I had to make this design, which is 4 pinwheels and then a border of squares. Okay. That's what I made out of those. The joins are really tough. These are half square triangles. I mean, this is half of a quarter square triangle. But otherwise, this doesn't have any quarter square triangles in it, just to admit that. I mean, this looks like a quarter square triangle. This looks like a quarter square triangle, but it's really not. I feel like the quarter square triangle, AKA the hourglass, AKA broken dishes, is a little bit elusive, actually, at least in this exercise, which is just, let's experiment and see what we come up with. So I got a little more serious about it, a little more intentional. And I found a pattern for what to do with these quarter square triangles. It's from Tiny Orchard Quilts, and it's a color wash quilt that she makes. Now, I'm not going to make a quilt, but I would like to make enough for a pillow. So they had me make a bunch of these quarter square triangles with fabric that ranges from purple to green, with aqua as the transition color. This one is all purple. Every single piece of it is purple. On this one, it's all 3 of them are purple and 1 is aqua. This is a way of transitioning to green. And we're going to go ahead and lay them out, purple here, green here, and let the transition happen between. There's my pillow. Purple to green with aqua in between. Every single one of these is a scrappy quarter square triangle. I really like the color wash, and I'd never done one of those before, so that was really fun. There was one quilt block made from quarter square triangles that I really wanted to make, but I got so swamped by all of that I didn't make it, so I made it today. It's called Boys Nonsense, which is such a great name. It's made up entirely of quarter square triangles and half square triangles. I chose the colors, and I think they work, and I like them. It's a little win. Thank you so much for being here. See you next time. Bye. I initially was thinking I'm just going to, I don't know what I was going to do with it, but I actually do like it a little bit more. And I think that there may be 2 more pillows in my future.